Today we had a great interview with Kostas Zaltos.
I want to win all the time. I don't want to come second. I don't like it.
I'm very happy to be here, very happy to compete, and I'm happy to win as my last dance.
Let's go! Let's go! Second 2023, the bronze in 2022, the bronze in 2021, and here he is with the victory.
He is an NCAA hammer thrower. He's Big Ten Freshman of the Year. He's a four-time Big Ten champion, four-time NCAA first team All-American, two-time NCAA bronze medalist, NCAA silver medalist, two-time Greek championship bronze medalist, world champs qualifier. He was one spot away from qualifying for the Olympics, European champs finalist, Big Ten athlete of the championships, NCAA number 6 all-time in the hammer throw, and then in 2025, he became the NCAA hammer throw men's champion.
Yeah, and he was a foreign exchange student. What's that called?
He was just studying abroad.
Oh yeah, he was studying abroad here, so he came to the U of M from Greece, and he has a crazy mentality. He didn't start throwing originally as a kid. He kind of started at the beginning of high school, and he just loves the excitement, it seems like, of throwing, and he has a great mentality about competing. You should listen to it. It helped me a lot. I'm probably going to help you guys. And he has this quote where he says, "I want to win all the time. I don't want to come second. I don't like it." It's a very, very powerful quote.
He has a great mentality. I love his mentality. A true winner's mindset. And I thought this was a great episode. He seems like a great guy, great to talk to. And yeah, I'm just excited for what the future holds for him.
Yeah, probably like world record. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, listen to our podcast.
Cut.
So Kostas, it's great to finally meet you. We can just start with, you could just give us your backstory, where you're from, and kind of how you got into the hammer throw in the beginning of your life.
Yeah. So hi guys, my name is Kostas Zaltos. I'm originally from Greece. I grew up in Greece, and I decided to study abroad when I was 17. I left Greece when I was 19, so I came in the United States in 2019, and since then I've been here for 6 years now. I'm going to my seventh year now, so I'm very excited for that. I came here with dreams to be a professional athlete in the future. So I competed in the college level in the University of Minnesota for 5 years. I was a COVID baby, so that COVID gave me an extra year to come back and compete, which I was very privileged because that extra year gave me the chance to win the NCAA championship, which I did in 2025, and I'm super proud of and happy for that. I'm currently a post-collegiate athlete, training and working at the same time, something that it's not ideal for an athlete who has dreams and pursuing his dream to make an Olympic team in the future. But I'm excited and I'm very grateful for what I have so far, and I'm very excited for this next upcoming year and what's next for me.
That's awesome. So what got you into throwing in Greece then? Because
Yeah,
hammer throwing's not too big of a sport, I feel like.
exactly. And I used to play basketball when I was younger, so basketball was my thing. I thought I could be the next Giannis Antetokounmpo, as I am from Greece.
Hey, you
So I
are the
thought,
Greek
like,
freak.
exactly, but in track and field apparently. So, so I thought I would be the next Giannis, the next Michael Jordan, or stuff like that. So I used to play ball, and then my PE teacher, my physical education teacher in high school, he was a track and field coach, specifically a thrower, and the throws coach. So he was like, "You should throw hammer," and I was like, "What the hell is hammer? I have no idea what is that." So he kind of like introduced me into that, and then the first year I was not even training at all. I was just only throwing hammer during my PE classes, and I did pretty well. I won a national championship without even trying, I guess, back home for U16s
Wow.
as a freshman, and then and then I took it a little seriously because I felt basketball will be there forever, but I felt like I would not be the next Giannis. So I was like, let's be realistic and try something new.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it a lot. I made a couple of national teams when I was younger before I made my first men's category national team. So I was a little interested, and then US came out of nowhere. I had a teammate from the same area that I live that he decided to go study abroad and be an athlete as well, and I had no idea that's a thing. and
Mhm.
that's how I figure out that US can be an option for me as well.
Awesome. And what made you choose University of Minnesota? I believe that you have a girlfriend also from Greece who's at Minnesota.
Yeah, but the reason I came in Minnesota was most likely the coach and a little bit
Hmm.
the program, like the academically,
Hmm.
because it was a school that I was looking to get into academically, and then athletically, my coach was pretty open, and he communicated from the first moment about what his philosophy is and what his mindset is and what the program is looking to get the next couple years, and offered to me as well. So I was like super pumped about how open he was with me from the first day. And he was an upcoming coach as well that I knew I would be his blueprint, basically. I knew I would be his first thrower, throwing over 70 meters and all that type of stuff. And I knew that I can be that guy. So we pretty much invested to each other and we made it happen together, which I'm super proud and happy for that
So,
it worked out.
so I'm gonna backtrack. You said you won the national championship your first year throwing. Like, why do you think you won? I mean, if it was no training, like, what did you have coming into it that set you apart?
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know because I remember that day, but like talking about mindset or talking about preparation, there's no preparation in those divisions, especially when you're so young. You
Hmm.
don't know what you're doing. You pretty much show up and you try to give the best, basically give like everything you have.
Hmm.
So there was no specific preparation, like specific routine. Back in the day, it was likely like it's something that I do as my second gig because I used to be a basketball player. So throwing was more like a go out there and have fun and I don't know, travel for free and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to a different city for free. I'm gonna experience something new for a weekend. My parents will come see me. We might have a dinner or something like that. That was it. So it was not something I took very seriously. So I think that was the biggest thing when I was younger, like not taking something very seriously from the beginning made me understand like you need to have fun in order to be successful, and having fun is very important, especially when you're younger and in a young age. So I think that's what made me successful in such a young age, I feel like.
Makes a
Yeah, that
lot of
was good.
sense.
When did the switch take place to where now where you said you want to make an Olympic team, maybe be one of the greats eventually? When did that switch kind of happen from just having fun to taking it fully seriously?
I think it was I took it fully seriously the year of 2022. So after my second year in NCAA, I got third again, and I was like, I knew I could throw farther that year. I knew it was an off year for the NCAA Division. 73 meters won that year, and I was like, I could easily throw that day. It was stuff like that that were going through my mind that day that I said, I'm gonna try a little bit harder next year. I'm gonna give like I'm gonna focus more on my other stuff outside of throwing, like nutrition,
Hmm.
supplements, the psychological part, the sleep part. So I spent more time into that. I became a 24-hour athlete instead of a 2-hour athlete. So that changed me and switched something inside of me of like performing better and actually having a better result. So I kind of like changed my potential into unlimited potential that year. And that's why the 2023 year was such a good year. And I went from a 72-meter guy to 76-meter guy and being consistent over 74. And on top of that, getting second that year, I was so pissed
Yeah.
finishing second with the PR. And I was like, damn, I
Hmm.
knew I could win. It was like, and I was like, I shared the sticky note that after winning NCAAs this year, like I have it next to me. It's this one.
Is that the
Let me
same
see it.
sticky note?
That's awesome.
It's the same ones.
Oh
I
wow.
wrote it down June 12th, 2023. So we came back the 12th, no, the 11th or something like that. And I remember that I came back home and the next morning I did was writing down 2021 bronze medal, 2022 bronze medal, 23rd silver medal. I knew 2024 would be my redshirt year, so I wrote it down. And then I said 2025 NCAA champion with capital letters and a lot of lines underneath so to make sure I'm gonna get that. So that was my mentality back in the day, and it's still the same, of course. But that what changed me to who I am today. I feel like the way I was approaching things year by year, getting better and focusing on something that I knew I'm weak or I have a weakness into something.
Hmm.
For example, this year I'm working on my weight room, something different, or some technical aspects into throwing. So stuff like that, for example. So every year I was always trying to get to work on something that I feel like I can get better.
It's
So
awesome.
what like kept you in it? I mean, I obviously you wrote the sticky note and then you had a year where you didn't compete and you just had to train super hard. What like kept you going during that training block?
I mean, that was the year, that was the Olympic year. So that's something that I
Oh,
was
okay.
excited for was the Olympics in 2024. So I was excited to go home early, spend some time with my family, spend 4 months in Greece, which something I haven't done in a while since I left Greece to go to the US. So I was excited to be home after a while, do spend some time with in Easter with my family for the first time after 5 years. So something that I was very excited for. So all that type of stuff kind of like helped me to have also a good 2024 season. But at the same time, missing the Olympics also for one spot and missing it for 1 point in the ranking was also like something that gave me another boost to try even harder in 2025.
I bet.
And all that together, the 23 year and the 24, like those 2 years that I've been progressing but not getting the results the day I wanted to, I was like, no, that's what I need to figure out in 25. And it happened, I guess. It was meant to be, it's I believe in God, so I feel like no matter what you do and no matter what you feel, and no matter if you're trying and you're failing, and as long as you're standing up and try again, one day God will give you what you're looking for. And I feel like that's what happened to me, and I'm finally did it. For example, took me 4 tries. Michael Jordan took I don't know how many times to win a ring, right? His first ring, and then he kind of figure out. So it's like it's not easy.
Hmm.
Makes sense. Wow. So when did you said you have a pretty big relationship with God. We're both Christian as well. When did that kind of start? Was that something you've always had as a kid and you grew up knowing about?
Yeah, I've said before in a lot of other interviews that my grandfather was my best friend. I lost my
Hmm.
grandfather during COVID. So he kind of like, he was the guy who was kind of driving me every Sunday to church or going together. So that was kind of like a thing that I built a relationship with God and my grandfather together. And something that I vividly remember was like him driving to the church early in the morning and then going back and having like straight black coffee with cookies, and he was giving me a cookie dipped into coffee, and that was like one of my favorite things to do with him. So that's like kind of like a memory that I remember all the time. So I think that was the main reason. And then when I did I have a tattoo on my body of my when my grandfather died, when he passed away, the date, and
Hmm.
I have something of him that we always talked about. So I remember when I did that day, uh, one of my friends had a car accident. I remember that day I prayed and I said, "Hey God, if you're here and if you're listening to me, please help my friend to be fine and all that." And it actually happened, and that was another reason to remind myself why my grandfather used to do that to me and why I believe to what I believe. So all that together, like it was a great combination.
Awesome. And I'll just backtrack here a little bit. You talked about how you hated getting second. Obviously, we saw in your Greek Freak of Minnesota video in the opening that it's you saying, I hate getting second. I don't like it. I
I
thought
hate
that was
losing.
awesome. Yeah, I hate
Yeah,
losing.
that was a 2022 interview because I remember that. I remember the first part of the. A lot of people comment that they were like, "What are you saying?" I'm like, "I'm saying I hate losing. That's pretty much like that's who I am. I don't like losing. I don't like getting second or third. So I want to win. That's who I am. That's how I was when I was younger too, playing basketball or playing other sports. I was like, that's why I felt like Hammer was for me because it was an individual sport. Doing a team sport, like as you guys know, you have to count to others and something that if I want to win, I know I have to count on myself only. So something that I knew I could do better was that. But yeah, I remember that interview. It was a fun interview because the our social media guy who set it up, that interview, he kind of like laughed at me when I said that. He was like,
Hmm.
it's funny to say because you're like saying something that it makes sense, but at the same time is like unfiltered. So it was like it was
Yeah.
so funny. So when he put that together, I was like, "You're hilarious. I
Yeah.
love that. It's a funny video."
Yeah. I
It's a
like that.
really good quote.
Yeah.
Uh,
I thought it was awesome. And then to kind of build off that, I'd just like to hear when you're training, is that kind of the same mentality? You're just training to win, or kind of what are you thinking in training? And then also competition day. What are the things you're
yeah,
telling to yourself and kind of what's your mentality?
training is a little different because, like, for example, the way I'm approaching training is more like a technical approach.
Hmm.
A lot of people ask me what's my training marks, for example. That's a thing that I guess it's good to share with throwers. And I'm like, I don't have a good throwing marks at training. I don't throw far at training.
Hmm.
I care more about how I perform in the ring and instead of how far it goes. So that's the one thing I came up with after realizing that marking your throws every time or every week at practice is not very good for you mentally
Hmm.
because every cycle of your training is different. Like you're gonna have a heavy cycle that training is not gonna go well, so you're not expecting to throw far. So that's not good for your mentality, for example. So after my first year here, I stopped marking, and I mean we mark like once or twice or three times a year
Oh
just
wow.
for development purposes, but like there's no actual marking like every week or a specific structure on marking. But for example, I haven't thrown more than 74 meters at practice with a competition ball, which I've been throwing 78 in competition. So that's
Oh.
completely different, you know? So that's part of the mentality, part of the energy that I have when I compete and how I'm approaching my competition. That's different. So training is more like a technical aspect, more like focusing on what I do that day, how I feel, or what I want to focus on the day of, or what my coach thinks should be good to focus on. So that's what I try to do most of the time at training. I'm not trying to throw far. I'm not trying to get a farther mark because I can do that in the competition. So
Hmm.
what's the point of doing training? You're not gonna win an NCAA championship by throwing far at training, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
so that's the one thing we do. I do, I guess.
that makes sense.
So then what switches? I mean, if you've only thrown 74 meters in practice and you've added 4 meters on in a comp, where what shifts to make you just throw all so much farther?
On competition day.
Yeah.
Feel like it's the adrenaline most of the time. I
Okay.
do have the adrenaline. Like I can feel that the day of competition. Like I'm waking up and I'm like I'm wired since I woke up. I'm like I'm excited to go get breakfast,
Hmm.
do my competition routine and like get ready, put the uniform on. Like I'm excited. Like I can't wait for the time to go past so I can be at the track. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like how positive I am the day of competition and how do I from the time I'm waking up till the time I'm gonna put my shoes on to compete is like I'm wired, I'm excited, and I'm ready to go. And no matter what I'm going to do that day, I'm confident. Like I'm gonna walk into that ring and I'm gonna be the guy, the guy who's gonna throw far, the guy who's gonna win that day. So it's a little bit of that. It's like it's the winner mentality that you have to have the day of competition, no matter if it's a season opener or the championships.
Wow. Is there any like nerves or is it just pure
Full of
excitement?
nerves, pure nerves. The day, the 2023 year, I still remember that. We were outside of Austin, Texas. The temperature was 115 degrees. It was super hot. We were throwing at 3 p.m., like prime time of the heat. And I remember I couldn't eat a lot because I was super nervous, but at the same time, I was trying to hydrate so I can don't have a cramp or something during the competition. I remember after I marked, I I didn't mark my first one. I had a full foul, my first throw. I remember walking to my coach. My coach is trying to show me the film, and his hands were shaking. Like, I remember my coach hands were shaking. I said, "Calm down, we're fine. I'm gonna mark my second one." Like I was that confident, even though I was nervous. I was like, "I'm gonna mark my second one," and then I PR on my second throw, which I threw 75-90 or something like that. I PR by a meter that I had before, and I was like, "I got it. I know what I'm doing. I know what happened. I know what was my mistake. I'm gonna fix it." So I was confident, but also nervous at the same time because I I trained hard. I woke up early. I ate good. I hydrated. Like I did all the good things, you know? So I was, when you do the good things and you know you did them right, you feel confident no matter like this year in 2025 in NCAA championships, both of my hamstrings were super sore for some reason the day of competition. They were super sore. I had no idea what happened. I
Mm.
woke up and both of my hamstrings were super sore. I had the athletic trainer, the massage therapist working on them for 2 hours a day. Didn't happen. They were still sore. Don't know why. Still
Mhm.
through, still won, because I knew I was ready to win and throw far and do the right thing that day. So on the end of the day, it's like I'm not having any excuses on top of that. So that's the other thing too.
Awesome. Um, so I just kind of want to talk about your future for a bit. So obviously your goal is to make the Olympic team. How far away from that? Because obviously you're just one spot away, so you're there. Are you completely confident that you're going to make the team this next Olympics? And then kind of what's your
I
plan?
mean, yeah. I mean, there's more stuff till the Olympics. The
Hmm.
year that I missed the Olympics, I got 37th in the ranking, which this year I was top 18.
Oh wow.
So you can see there's a progress even in 1 year. So I feel confident making the Olympics, but of course you don't know an injury or something. So I don't want
Hmm.
to be like cocky or like be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, of course I got it. But I'm positive. I'm always positive of what I'm doing. So I feel like I can do it. Like, but I'm going step by step. I'm focusing year by year.
Hmm.
Because even like, even if I talk about 2028, you never know what's gonna happen till then. So this year is, I guess, what I'm focusing on.
Hmm.
We have European Championships this year. It's an off year for Worlds, so something that I want to do well is that. I made the final in 2024, so something I want to do again is making a final and getting a better placement, I guess.
Hmm.
So that's something I'm excited for this year, and I know I got it. I want to get something that I haven't said yet to a lot of interviews is I want to get the national record this year.
Awesome.
It's
What's the
80
national
meters.
record right now?
80 meters.
Okay.
Oh
It's
wow.
80.45. I have it up there on my sticky note. So it's 80.45. So I want to get that this year. I think I threw that at Florida relays when I hit the tree. I don't know if you guys saw that
I
video.
did see
Yeah,
that
that was
video.
so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hit the tree. So that throw was for sure 79 meters. I feel like I can I can still throw far and farther than that. So that's the other goal is I want to get the national record.
That'll be awesome. That'll be
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a good goal.
And then I don't believe I know what you're studying in college. So we could just go into that a little bit and then kind of is your plan to go into work or is your goal just to be fully locked into hammer throw? Or kind of what's your plan in that aspect?
Yeah. Um, so I got an undergrad in sports management, and then my
Mm,
master's degree was sports exercise science in sports performance specifically. Kinesiology. That was the school of kinesiology. I currently work, so I do work at the same time while I'm trying to be a thrower. Because I don't know if you guys know, throwers, they don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's a lot of money into the sport for the throwers. So something that you have to do, even if you're not the best of the world
Hmm.
and you don't have a sponsor, basically, you have to work. That's
Hmm.
the hard reality. That's adulting pretty much. So I do work. I do two jobs actually. I work as a coach in a Division 3 school as a part-time coach here at the cities, at Macalester University, which I was very excited when I got the job during July, during summer, and I'm super proud of the kids I have, and so happy that I've been working with young athletes again, like me, and inspire them. So they really like me, I feel like.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's
You're
something that I
inspiring
do.
me, so it's
Yeah.
working.
So it's been nice, and then on top of that, I do other things. I have my own Instagram page that I share educational stuff about throwing. I offer services like online coaching or stuff like that, or mentorship programs that I try to help athletes. And then on top of that, I'm working as a security guy here with the Wild, the hockey team,
Awesome.
as an event security during the game days or event days, which is super flexible and it's easy to do when I want to work and I feel lazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
just to make some bucks, pay more rent and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
that's pretty much what I do for now. Nothing is serious. I guess coaching is serious because it's enhanced of what I want to do in the future and
Hmm.
enhanced of what I'm doing currently. So coaching is something that I want to do in the future when I'm done throwing. So it's been nice that I having a chance already to coach, even as a part-time coach.
For sure.
Wow. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I know some about track and how money goes through track. How do you think that can shift? Because I mean, I know I like track, but I know there's not too much money going through the sport. What needs to shift to allow more athletes to get paid and stuff? I don't know if you know too much about that topic.
Oh, I know a lot, trust me.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess something they're trying to do this year is the new World Elite Championship that's coming up in Budapest in 2026. That will get only the top of the top. So let's say, for example, this year in Worlds we had 3,500 athletes.
Hmm.
So out of the 3,500 athletes, they will get the 300.
Oh
So we're
wow.
talking 10% of the 10%. So that's how many people they will make the World Elite Championship. So that is something new that's coming up. We'll have only finals, like all the events will have finals. It will be 2 hours a day for 3 days in a row. So the reason they're trying to do that is because it will be easier to watch for people. So instead of just being the whole day, it will be only for 2 hours, kind of
Hmm.
like in every single sporting event. So you're just gonna spend 2 hours watching that. There's a lot of money into that. The winner makes 150K,
That's good.
for example. Oh, and the people who getting invited into that, they will make money. No matter if you finish last, you'll make money. We'll make probably 3,000 or 5,000, but it's something. The from the field events, men's hammer is there. Women's hammer, it's not. I don't know why. Not my problem. I'm happy that's men's hammer. I care about myself right now, so I'm happy with that. It will be very cool if I make that. That's another goal that I have because if you make that, if you make it there, you can get into every single meet the year after.
I
So
bet.
it's something that I'm looking forward to level up as an athlete and also qualify for big stuff like that because there's a lot of money on the table and something that will definitely help my next year is m making into that competition and finishing high so I can say I made some money so I don't have to work as hard as I'm working right now to pay my bills. So something that would be nice will be that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's one thing they do. And then I guess Hammer now is getting into Diamond Leagues. A
Oh,
couple years ago, we had no Hammer into Diamond Leagues. And the last 2 years, they've been a lot of Diamond Leagues allowing hammer throwers, men and women. This year we had three diamond leagues with hammer, even though the final had had a hammer final, but there was no diamond ring, which
mm,
I heard they've been working on that with hammer into the diamond league system
hmm.
because it's been so competitive the last 2 to 3 years. So something that it's getting better for sure. It's hammer, but I think we'll take probably till 2028 to see better results and more money into the game.
That makes sense. That makes sense. If we can just backtrack a little bit, I wanted to ask what you think your biggest problems are and the things that you think you need to overcome to kind of get to that next level to make the Olympics and become one of the greats in your sport, whether it's just the issue of having to work a job, if you think that's holding you back, or just kind of whatever you think your biggest problem is right now.
This year, after we're done with the season, I spent some time with my athletic trainer, my strength and conditioning coach, and my coach, with all three of them separately, and I just talked to them. What did you think were my weaknesses this year? So
Mhm.
they kind of shared what were my weaknesses were this year. So I'm working towards that this year. Um, for example, in the for my athletic trainer was a little bit about my flexibility and how consistent I was with that. So something that I've been doing, I guess, is trying to be more flexible this year and being consistent with that. My coach said nothing related to throwing, just some technical cues that I've been just keep thinking again and again and working on that pretty much. Strength and conditioning was a little bit about my overall um, body. So I'm doing more bodybuilding stuff this year, for example. I'm
Hmm.
trying to get bigger, add more mass into my body because walking again out there at the World Championships in Tokyo, I felt tiny next to all these guys for some reason again, even though since 23 I've been a lot bigger, but still I feel like I have to gain more weight, more mass.
Hmm.
Not necessarily get heavier, but adding more muscle into my body will be something that I've been doing and
Hmm.
I will be doing. So I guess that's what I did pretty much with all my coaches, kind of like talk to them and being upfront and realistic with what I have to work and get better at for this year.
Yeah, makes sense. How tall are you? And then like, what do you mainly focus on? I don't know too much about throwing for your general lifts and stuff.
So yeah, I'm 6'2".
Okay.
I'm 258, 257 pounds. For lifting, it's when you want to be a good thrower, you have to be a good lifting. Sorry, a power lifter. So Olympic movement is something that we're focusing a lot, like cleans and snatches, for example. You have to be a good Olympic lifter if you want to be a good thrower, because mass moves mass, and
Hmm.
no matter what kind of thrower you are, you're moving mass, so you have to be fast and explosive. So fast twitch is something that you have to focus on, I guess. And then legs and core is very important for my event, as core is part of the center of my body that moves around the hammer, and legs are the ones that are working harder every time that I'm trying to step faster. So getting your legs stronger and bigger and getting your core stronger is important. So these are the things I've been working a lot the last couple of years and seeing better results, of course, because of that.
I can't believe you feel small because 6'2".
I
That's
mean, I mean, I'm just saying, just walk next to professional hammer
Yeah.
throwers and
There's
you'll
some
see what
big
I'm
guys
talking
out there.
about.
that's
Big and wide for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel tiny next to them. I don't know. It's most likely because I'm in the athletic village every day and I'm surrounded by athletes, elite athletes. So walking next to football players or basketball players, I feel like an average person every day.
Mhm.
Then I go play basketball at the rec center here at the U, and the biggest guy out there playing with some 5'8" kids, and I'm like, what am I doing here? It's different.
got to stick
Yeah.
to throwing, not rec basketball.
No, that's more like a off-season thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
fun though.
And then we do try to ask all our guests, well, what kind of music you listen to, and then if you like to listen to music when you lift, because that's kind of something we go back and forth about, is if you should listen to music while you lift, and if that kind of stunts performance in any way, kind of acts as a crutch. But
I didn't today.
So,
just what kind of music you listen to?
yeah, I just got my Spotify Wrapped the other day, and
Oh, really?
the age I got was 18,
Oh,
and I was
really?
like, wow, not good.
That's funny. That's funny.
Who is your
Yeah, so
top artist then?
yeah, so I don't listen to any English music. I listen to
Oh,
Greek music. So my top artists were some Greek rappers, which younger people listen to, but I
Mhm.
like them. So I feel like
okay.
I'm
You got to tell me one of them. I'm gonna look him up now so I can listen to him after.
yes. I can type it in the
Okay,
I
yeah.
can type it because it's a hard name. So I wanna where is it? Where's
Well,
chat?
put the artist in the show
There
notes.
you go. There you go.
Okay.
Danny Gambino.
That's the guy I'm listening to. That was my first number one artist. I was in one top 1% of his audience too, so it was nice. Yeah, but yeah, I listen to rap pretty much, and when I work out, I listen to rap.
Mhm.
And every Friday workout that we do have in the weight room, I prefer to listen to some Waka Flocka, for example.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know, they're hyping me up, especially when
Mhm.
I have like a leg workout. They're like so good, and I feel like that's one of my favorite ones, for example. So when coach is playing that, I'm in the mood, and I don't know, I'm getting hyped and I'm ready to lift. So
That's awesome.
that's the one thing for sure.
Do you ever show the whole team some of your Greek music and put it
Yeah,
on?
we had some attempts before to play some of them, but they were like Okay, good rhythm. You know, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Music or something like that. There's not like a lot into it, so yeah. But I don't mind it. We have more Greek athletes now, so I'm not the only one who's listening to that. So it's been nice to have more people from your country, so you can spend some time with them too. So it's been nice.
That's awesome.
It's cool.
That's awesome.
I don't have anything.
That's pretty much all we got, Kostas. Thank you so much for coming on, and good luck in your future. Good luck at the Olympics, and I'm just excited to see what you'll do in the future.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate it a lot. It was fun talking to both of
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
and
sure.
meeting you.
You as well.
Yep.
You have a great day.
You too, guys. Bye.